The first thing I want to cover is Go Loser Ranger, as per the thumbnail. So Vivo, I know, you just recently watched Go Loser Ranger. You just binge watched it, so I need your thoughts first before I even jump into Loser Ranger.
Okay, so it took me a minute. It took me a little bit of, to, and I don't even know that I'm all the way into it. I actually, I just watched the fourth episode. I think I might starting to get into it because I think D is hilarious. I was telling you before we started, I was like, he's just so disagreeable.
Yes.
He's like, listen, he's trying to lead a revolution. And I'm gonna need his people to get on board with it.
Exactly. Like, I'm a body of war. Like,
yes.
What's wrong with
yes. He's like, it's funny to me. His personality I think is hilarious. Is there a stink bug in it? It sure is. Okay, if it comes over here, I might run, but hopefully it doesn't. I don't like things that fly at my face. I like his personality. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he has such big aspirations for himself. When he's literally like, I'm like, bro, you need to get into the gym, do something. Like,
I mean, can he grow though? Like body type wise, considering how he's constructed, he's basically immortal.
He is. And so I know that he said that he was really good at mimicking humans. Mm-hmm. But we haven't seen him do anything. Like when they were like, first of all, the entire premise of the show is very interesting. And, screw the Dragon Keepers because they can kick rocks. They basically are keeping the monsters in basically
slave camps.
It's basically slavery. Like, we won't kill you, but you guys have to play along. And they're basically profiting off of the monsters. Yeah. So I imagine that he could create a monster like his comrade did. I think it was Z. That was the tiger monster. But he said that he was really good at mimicking humans. I like the premise. And I'm interested to see where it will go. Mm-hmm. I really want him to have some kind of a power up because right now he's basically like, yeah, he needs a little bit of a.
He needs divine artifact power.
He something. He needs something. And he seems to be picking up these this ragtag team of allies. Listen, Hibiki is ride or die.
Yes. Yo.
I was like, did he just actually because at the end, in episode 4, like when you think that D goes over the side, it's really Hibiki, and I'm looking at him like, where's his hand? Is he like hiding it? And then it flashes back to him like taking his weapon and actually chopping his. I was like, yo,
he did it with
y'all aren't even best friends. He's your best friend now.
Yeah, like you. Like, your bro just literally cut his whole hand off without any hesitation. He didn't squint. He didn't do anything. He was like, yo.
D was like, what are you doing? That won't grow back.
Oh, no. You're going to switch places with me. That's what we're going to do. And you're going to run as me.
That's his brother.
Yeah.
His brother from another species. It's fine.
Hibiki is ride or die for sure, man.
Yeah. I like how... what is his name? Akabane? Is that his?
Yeah.
Yeah, the red dragon keeper is unhinged. The fact that he just kind of like exploded his first lieutenant or whatever.
His first rank. And, so here's my thing. Like with characters that is so relaxed and so reserved and says things with a smile.
They crazy.
They're really maniacal. Period. And so, like, when it came down, Tsukigiri, she wasn't listening to nobody at that luncheon. She was like, I I ain't got an answer to you. And then, you know, the Red Keeper was like, you know the protocol. What do you say when you do something wrong? All right, I'm sorry. That kind of thing. Like her tune switched. And then my thing is this. Your first rank, right? Like in your ear, talking in your face. It's like, yo, you messed up, cuz. You need to retire. I need to take your place. And I'm gonna run this shit like different than you run it. I was like, bro.
I wonder if she's a monster too.
I don't think she is. I think she just.
Well, the only reason why I say that is because when D first transformed into Hibiki, he didn't match his eyes. He had the same eyes, and they were kind of vacant, like they didn't have any shine. And Hibiki has like really striking green eyes.
Yeah.
He has the exact same eyes that D has when he transforms. And so I'm like, and then they made mention of like when the Rangers paid a visit to the Monster Fortress, they had made mention that, you know, people or the monsters that didn't or disagreed with how they were going about things, like basically bailed and jumped ship.
Yeah.
So that to me left the possibility like, oh, well, maybe she's one of the monsters that went missing and they just don't know. Because I mean,
it could be the case. Like, I know I mispronounced the name earlier. Suzukiri.
Yeah.
So Suzu is somebody that I got to watch like real closely, because from the surface it's like she just bored and she wants to see something interesting happen. It's like, and like she, especially like the third episode, right? So the third episode that, you know, they infiltrated. And she's in his ear, and she was like, you know, those teenage dramas where, you know, you help the cute guy out, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, why are you talking to me? You know, like he's down the
hall. He's so angry. He's so angry the entire time. And then he runs into Akabane. He's like, let me call you back.
Yeah. And no. It was the, oh, no. He did run into Akabane. You're talking about on the roof, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am interested in the other keepers. I know the Red Keeper is the leader, and I do like the fact with this anime so far, what I've seen is that you kind of know what happened, especially with, you know, the Red Keeper like completely destroying his first rank up against that wall and continue to eat food like nothing happened. Like,
covered in blood, mind you, covered in blood. Like, oh, shall we continue? Like, did you get any of that in your food? How about you get a new plate at least?
Nah, he clearly didn't care. So it's like, and if you look at the other lieutenant that D beat to death with a golf club. So what I do like about this anime is that it's not too over the top when it comes to violence, because you kind of got an idea what happens. But then again, this is only 4 episodes, so it may get more unhinged as it goes, because D is an interesting character though. Like, he's definitely confrontational,
and it's like he wants all the smoke, but then when he realizes, he's like, oh, actually. But while I was watching it, I had to stop. So in my mind, I had to like disassociate these from like the regular Power Rangers and the putties.
I didn't. I just let it ride, because I that's what I saw. I saw a correlation between that, and I was like, I don't want to separate the two. I just want to see what happens, because
like it was just in my mind. I kept seeing like a putty that was self-aware.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in Power Rangers, they made that annoying random noise that. Yep. But I'm like, oh my gosh, the monsters, they have personalities and feelings, and I'm for their and the little boy that kept cheering them on. Do your best.
Yeah.
I'm Team Monster.
Listen, like these, I like the concept of evil Power Rangers though, man. I mean, obviously there was Psycho Rangers in Power Rangers in Space, and that was our first brush with like an evil Power Ranger version, and we love that storyline. That's probably one of the best storylines in Power Rangers.
If you're really invested in the entire Power Rangers lore, there's like an entire there's entire arcs as to why like there are evil rangers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
and
they're not just like garden variety evil. They are evil.
yeah, they do things. I mean,
Like-
honestly and truly, like the Boom comics, like the Modern Morphin Power Rangers comics, I feel like if they just clean slate everything that's on TV and just put the comic book version on the big screen, like you could make a movie, you can make movies out of this. Like this could be a serious franchise. If you just incorporate that into the big screen, it would make tons of money, like
It would.
boatloads.
But I would say that I feel like some of those storylines aren't necessarily kid friendly.
No, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't
like
be.
rated R.
Like it should be like I say PG-13. I say you can get away with it PG-13 because you know like the trauma of Tommy and Rita because he was suffering from PTSD because Rita was in his head like as a spiritual form saying, hey, you won't fit in and this and third, and he's at odds with Jason. Jason's still the leader. And
But wasn't Rita a Power Ranger at one point and then she turned evil?
that I don't know because I haven't been like jumping into the lore like that, but I do know Rita is way more powerful than we give her credit for, especially in the show. Like she's a problem.
Wasn't Zordon the one that basically locked her away for thousands of years because she basically is a war criminal? Like the atrocity she committed.
Yeah.
Like she did some real.
Because I think at one point Zed joined the Rangers like as an alliance.
Yeah, he did.
Like to go up against Rita. Like
See,
that was one of those situations.
Now I'm gonna go back and start getting into Power Rangers because now I'm curious. Now I'm gonna do my research now that I'm watching Go Loser Rangers.
See, stuff like that makes you interested because I mean a lot of people, well, some people don't realize that Power Rangers come from you know the Tokusatsu, Super Sentai, stuff like that. That's from overseas. Like that's all like Japanese stuff. So a Loser Ranger, and I think you first sent me this, like the trailer for it. And it's not completely over the top. I do like D. I do say, out of all the characters so far, D is the most dangerous. Mainly because of what Suzukiri said. She was like, can all of you do this? Or just you? You're like, because I feel like y'all could have infiltrated any of the Ranger facilities and got tons of information. And will destroy it from the inside out. Which, honestly and truly, she's absolutely correct. Because the most dangerous thing is intelligence.
Yep.
But he's the only one that can do that, as far as we know. And then right below that, I would say Suzukiri is dangerous because her facial expression don't change.
Ulterior motives.
Yes.
And she's like a rank 1, isn't she? Or second?
Yeah. I mean, I want to say she's a rank 1 because her being at that luncheon, because it was only one of each.
Yes,
of each
that's
color.
true. Yeah. And she's in the R&D section. I bet she's getting into stuff. For sure.
Yo, the way she antagonizes D, she was like, "Oh, it's taking you a little bit too long to actually mimic Akabane. Why don't you just turn yourself into a chair for right now?" And I know what she was getting at.
Wait, no, when they were in the restaurant and she was just casually eating her pancake and he was getting all like big in his britches and she was just like off with his head. I was like, nobody in this restaurant just saw you decapitate this man.
Yo,
and she did it twice.
Yes. She was like, okay, you feel some kind of way. Hey, how would people feel? They know a monster is right here in this restaurant. And this
best believe he straightened up right quick.
Damn, you got me. You got me. Yeah, so she's definitely dangerous. I do find it interesting though that each ranger has their own facility, like their own. Yeah, they got their own like separate army or whatever. And also the thing I was thinking about, like the people that, like the third episode, D was like, "Come on, let's fight. Let's fight to the death." He was like, "I'm not going to fight you without an audience." And like he didn't even flinch until the helicopter showed up. He was like, "All right, Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's do this thing for the cameras real quick.
Unhinged.
So we can get paid.
He's like, my sponsors have to know.
Yeah, they gotta know. And my thing is though, is like how they're able to keep this from the public eye. Like no one like sees this as strange.
Right.
Like you running a slave camp up. I mean, I don't think they can look that high, or whatever the case may be. But they're not really killing the you're not really killing the monsters, really. Not in the arena, because they leave their artifacts at their facility. They just use it to transform, do what they got to do, and then dip.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know one of these friends got eliminated with an artifact right in front of
F.
them.
Yep.
Yeah, F. So I'm curious about this artifact.
Listen, the theatrics that Akabane used to defeat his friend, was outrageous. I'm like, he can't even transform. Like you basically, it was the equivalent to him dropping a nuke on him. Like,
yeah,
like really, sir, was all that necessary? Like that entire explosion, you really needed all of that? I was irritated by it.
Hey man, look, you got to make it look flashy for the audience, because the audience was looking, man, and
F was literally just standing there like, well, I guess this is it. Like, wasn't
he just like, oh, it's taking my life. I'm done with it. So with Akabane, I think his downfall is his pride. Like he's really a prideful character.
Yeah, and
the Yellow Ranger though, that's the one that's intriguing to me. That's the one that's always smiling, like ear to ear, and it's never like upside down frown. Like maybe Suzukiri and that Ranger have. Well, actually, speaking of relationships, it seems as though that Suzukiri and Akabane have some sort of a relationship. Because you remember that hallway scene, and it was talking on the radio, talking in his ear, and she's like, "Go down the hallway, go down this." And you're like, "How you know what this stuff is?" And then she said something that was kind of catty, and then he cut her off, and then he kept on going. So, do you think they had a relationship, or it's still possible. Have it?
Maybe it's possible. Maybe she's doing what she's doing because she wants to get back at him.
Or Akabane know about this the whole entire time. And they like making it interesting for themselves, because it's certain things I pay attention to. Because like the Yellow Ranger, the Pink Ranger, she says like, is it becoming redundant or something like that? We doing the same thing over and over, that kind of thing. So I don't know. He could be in on it, and D just a pawn in this. But
we'll find out.
Yeah, D's pretty damn smart. Like I will say that he's probably the most dangerous character considering what he can do. And now that he's inside, I don't think he's gonna go to the Red Keepers area though. I don't think he's gonna make it there. I think he's probably gonna go. Who haven't we seen? Either blue or green. I think that's probably what's gonna end up happening.
Probably blue, because he's currently on the chopper with the blue first in command, so they're probably going to head back to their garrison first. Yeah.
And each ranger division has a different job, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, this is one of those anime where I'm impatient, and I'm not gonna wait till the next week, because I read somewhere, I think it was Black Anime Nerds, that Urban Anime Lounge. I'm sorry. That someone commented like there was a little chunk that was missing leading up to that luncheon. Like just like chapter 6 through 10 kind of give you context on why things are the way they are. And he was encouraging people to actually read that chapter. So what I'm going to do is probably more than likely pick up Go-Go Losing Ranger and read up on some chapters, because I'm very much interested in Go-Go Losing Ranger, and episode 4 is the best episode so far.
Yeah.
3 being it. Now, if you haven't seen Go Go Losing Ranger, I would definitely say, you know, give it a few episodes because it's really setting the tone on what's going on. Because up until maybe up until the 3rd episode, you really didn't know how truly evil the Dragon Keepers are. You know, it just look like, you know, this look like assholes for the most part.
Yeah.
But, you know, psychotic killers, we didn't see that until like the 4th episode. And speaking of which, they was all relaxed after they saw him plastered on the wall too. And it was like,
yep.
Yeah, I lost my appetite. I don't want to eat right now.
He's probably gone through more than one first
Absolutely.
First lieutenant or whatever.
Listen, as soon as that dude said, I'm gonna take your job and I'm gonna run this thing differently than you, that will set him off. He like, you might be right. Oh shit, you're not stronger than me. And clearly he has no restraint because didn't somebody stop him? You're like, hey, hold on.
I mean, I think Pink Ranger was like, stop, and he had already done what he needed to do. So
yeah, he's like, I'll find me another one. They'll rank up, whatever.
Yep.